Welcome to Market Insight for the week of February 12th through the 16th. Starting with our monthly chart, we are obviously continuing on up in a bullish move. We are now also obviously getting oversold in the trend channel. We're up here at the monthly supply line. So we're anticipating some degree of a reaction forming up in here. And the target at this point would be on this time frame would be 48 would be the 4800 level, right? We're up around 550 and down here to 4800. So if you think about that, that would be a pretty good trend run down on the weekly and daily charts, right? Yet if the market stops around the 4800 level, it would still be overall bullish. So what I'm trying to give you a sense of is that even if we get a pretty good trend run down over the next few weeks or so, or a couple of months, overall the market will still remain bullish. It's the use of multiple time frames. If the monthly pulls back to 4800, it isn't unusual for that to happen. But on the weekly and daily, it'll look like quite a good move down. So just something to be aware of. There's no cause up there at this point for a big move or even a move down to 4800, though it could happen, right? We just want to be aware of it. And there's no preparation up there for any kind of a move, but we are getting vulnerable. Let's turn to the weekly chart. And the weekly continues to show bullish. Let me get a highlighter here. It shows bullishness. The week prior, right, to this past week goes up on an increase in volume. And it looks like this week that markets don't like high volume on up bars generally. And so this week looks to me like this volume was tested and the market continued up, though on a little bit lighter volume. So the week is still bullish, but I note the lighter volume and the slight shortening of the thrust. Where are the buyers up there is a question. So let's turn to the daily. After the shakeout last week, this occurred not this past week, but the prior week. The prior week on Wednesday and then Thursday. We see that ordinary shakeout coming in, hits the top of support and bounces right off. Doesn't even come to support. It's stronger than that. And then Friday of that week, not this current week, past week, but the prior week, Friday makes new highs, right? So now let's read this. Monday we come in, it's an inside day, inside Friday's day with lower volume. And Tuesday, is a narrow range day, and also inside Monday. So this 3-bar triangle, this is useful to know. It's pretty important. We have a 3-bar triangle. Tuesday is inside Monday, and Monday is inside Friday. Okay, so this is coiling up in here. And we would expect, we could anticipate a move outside of that range. This is a useful pattern to know, this 3-bar triangle. So market did coil up and was ready for a more pronounced move, and that happened on the trend day up here on Wednesday. And we pick up some volume coming up, which was good. Thursday, another narrow range day. It was an NR6 day, and as presumably traders were digesting that, we didn't break support. The old resistance here on that prior Friday high was holding. It just got tested here on this NR6 day, and then this past Friday, we get another nice response off of Thursday's narrow range day. So still bullish, and it looks like, we can put the trend channel on the daily, and we've got a little overhead up here. So we're obviously in an overbought area on the higher time frames, but the daily can still go up a little bit higher. So if the market is going to react and start a weekly or a monthly pullback or start the preparation for that, it's going to show up on the daily first. And we may see the daily go into some sort of a trading range before heading down, or it could start making moves down, maybe a little bit of moves down, up and down, something like that. In any event, with the weekly and daily both closing firm, closing to the upside. Weekly, let's take a look at that quickly, go back. Weekly closes on its highs up here, and the daily also closes on its highs, closing firm. So I'm anticipating follow through to the upside. Resistance is likely to come in around along this trend line here. 50, we'd be butting up against that trend line. And if we can get through that level, then 5,100 is up there. And that's also our, whoops, that's 51,000. No, we want 5,100. And that's also the projection of our point and figure chart. If we recall from last week, the point and figure chart gives projections from between 50. So this is an area we want to stop, look, and listen, right? Not to say that it's necessarily going to react, but this is an area where the market is vulnerable for that. And then on the other side, support early on during the week, look for around 50-15 level here as an initial resistance. If we come down Monday or Tuesday, that might be hold. But if we break this, then we could start heading down towards the bottom of the trend channel, maybe below it to around 49. Okay, so those are the couple of levels, around 50-15, which I think is this level here, and then 950. And that may not get down there in a single week. We can't project that. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. Continued upside here into the 50-75, maybe 5,100. At some point, we're going to see a pullback. The support levels are around 50-15, not 50-55. I don't know where that came. 50-50, and around 49.50. So let's take a look at the major markets here. I'll erase this first and see what they tell us. And we can see that all three are bullish, but I note the Dow is showing relative weakness compared to the other two. The S&Ps and the Nas, both closed firm. The Dow did not. It's having an upthrust when the other two are rallying and reaching higher. So keep an eye on the Dow. It could give us it's likely to show weakness first and give us an early warning or a heads up that the market is not strong, and we can anticipate some downside. So that's it for this week. Now, this week I'm off on a retreat, on a silent retreat with Helen. We're looking forward to that. Always love those. So we're not going to be available for deep practice this week. We'll return on the following week, Thursday, the 22nd, at our usual time. So have a great week off. Have a good trading week. And I'll see you in deep practice, not this week, but next week on the 22nd at 8 o'clock p.m. See you then. Bye-bye now.